guys, welcome to another episode of Appalachia Fusion. So excited to be back in the kitchen. It's been cold so far this winter, freezing. I know we're all anxious for summer, gardens and this and that, but when we're wintertime, it's a good time to take advantage of that hard work that we worked all summer long for, be able to can and have stuff in the freezer. Hogs got killed, sliced up and done, and pork chops, bacon, etc. Different things that we put in the freezer in the fall months, so we don't have to get out and do all that during the cold, hard winter days, which we're fortunate now, I understand. Back in the Appalachia days, you know, when they had hog killings and you'd have a cure bacon in the smokehouse and put pork chops and stuff up and ice boxes, etc. is a little different than how we're blessed in today's time. But nonetheless, we still can. So I pulled out treat day because I don't never get many jars of these. But since Lisa's a Greasy Grit fan, and I like a lot of beans in my green beans sometimes, I'll get a few jars of these a year that's mostly beans, and I save those for special occasions. We got some cream corn that I cut the corn off the cob, scraped the cob, froze it. We're going to pair that with a little bit of heavy whipping cream, some just cheap grated Parmesan cheese, a little bit of it, and a little bit. Actually, some new all-purpose seasoning we picked up on summer vacation. It's a restaurant in Louisiana called Ticoon's, and that's their seasoning. It's a mild Cajun seasoning, really good. A little bit of Mrs. Dash for the pork chops, finish them, and we got to have a little bit of garlic powder. So the very first thing I'm going to do is put the green beans on. And we all know that this is a pretty simple process. They're canned, and I've already got my seasoning in my pot boiling, if you see on the stove, and we're just going to dump the green beans in it, let them boil out a few times, adjust our salt and seasoning at the end, and we'll be good to go. These beans are excellent, by the way. So, going to get them all out of here. Let them get back to boiling in a minute. To that, I just got some bacon grease, some salt, and a little bit of seasoning in it right now. We'll boil them out, get the green beans out. And what I actually do, I want to finish, I know it sounds a little weird, I'm going to finish the green beans a little bit on this hot plate. I'm going to get a little bit of heat crisp to the bottom of them, serve them up a little more drier than normal. It'll be good. So now our creamed corn, we'll do it after we get the pork chops on. I'll come back and show you on that. Pork chops is the basic thing right now that we're going to shoot for. And I was excited when I got here today because I got a big new hot plate that I found. I don't think it was necessarily just my gift, but I claimed it now. So these are farm fresh pork chops. The hogs actually come from Ohio. They's finished, cut up. I mean, just beautiful pork chops. A good fat on them. Really good meat content. If you can look at them, I mean, they're just beautiful. So last night I actually let them thaw in the refrigerator so it's safe. Took them out, and I got a really mild barbecue dry seasoning. And what made me want to do these, last week we went to Cracker Barrel, and I really didn't want fried chicken or nothing, but they had a barbecue chicken breast, like a dry rub, and so I tried it, and I really, really liked it, and I said that'd be really good on pork chops. So I had one that tasted similar to that, and added a little bit of paprika to it to tame it down, and kind of made my own dry rub barbecue seasoning go on my pork chops. Now we have this set to pretty high. Well, I thought I had it set to high temperature. We want it on 420, so I'm going to leave that alone just for a minute, and we're going to put the corn in the pan. That way that heats up a little bit. So I got a little bit of oil in here, and I don't want much, so I'm going to pour some of that onto here. It's alright because I need more oil on that. I'm going to take 1 whole stick of butter. The corn is a Honey Select, very, very good corn. We want plenty of butter, like I said. And we'll let this start reducing down on the stove over there in a minute. We'll add a little more cream to the end of it. But the Honey Select corn is really good. Dad started raising it a couple years ago. And really sweet, really good. It's a medium size grain on the corn, or seed on the corn, whatever you want to call it. Kernel. That's what I was trying to spit out. But anyways, and you can see the nice cream that already come off of the cob that's inside of corn, and that's what you want. There are a couple different ways you can prep of the springtime for this corn. Sometimes you can just cut it straight off cob and have frozen corn, add butter to it. But when I make cream corn, I cut it not full depth of a cob. I'll cut it like kindly half a kernel to maybe 3/4. That way it gives you a little milk in the cob, and go back and scrape off, and you boil, freeze, and get ready where you make cream style corn. So a little bit of butter, and right now we're just trying to incorporate a little flavor and let it cook down a little more, reduce down with some butter in it. We're going to put a little bit of Cajun seasoning in it. And I want to add just a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And that gives it just a little more earthy, umami flavor to it. I think you'll enjoy it. Gives you just a little bit different taste. Don't need a big lot. Packs down where it's grated real fine. So sometimes you got to bust it up like that, and that's just where it sets, and it gets packed in there. So, but we got plenty in there anyways. We're going to put this back on the stove, cast iron skillet, turn on medium heat, and just kind of let it get the boil and the cooking. It don't take a long time to cook this corn. You're just incorporating it all, getting it heated back through, and letting it reduce down some till we add the heavy cream on the end, a little bit of garlic to finish it. The beans are doing great. We'll talk about them in a minute. You can see the steam coming off of them. And we'll just get one of these out. And we just want to keep boiling them down with a little salt. And we got a little bacon grease in there, and water, just like Grandma used to do it. Nothing fancy. If you want to add a little salt bacon, ham hock, something country ham, you can. Today I decided not to do that. I just wanted some good old green beans. I'm to the age now I gotta watch what spices I use, so you maybe see me not use as much Cajun and stuff, but I think it'll work out because I've had plenty of people ask me, can you do it without Cajun seasoning? And I understand, yes I can, and I understand why some people ask me that question now. Pork chops, this is hot, and we want it to be hot. Now when I cook pork, I want that fat to get a little crispy. I want it rendered down and get crispy. And that's why I like using these hot plates. And they just do such a good job of browning meat, to me. I got plenty of oil in here, so I'm just going to move it around to hopefully get it to where they don't stick nowhere. And we'll just let them sit there and cook like that, and I'll turn them down in a minute. But as you can see, all these pork chops laid out, This is probably some of the prettiest pork chops I've ever got. Probably one of the best hogs I ever eat. I can't remember the proper name of it. Is a black and white. And it come from Ohio. And he finished them off down here, and then we killed them and processed them. But I mean, it's just, the taste is so good. The fat's not strong at all. I mean, it's just super, super good pork. I can't say enough good things about it. And going back to the old days in Appalachia, we're privileged here to be able to cook in this nice kitchen and actually use some of our summer harvest stuff as far as the green beans, corn, and the pork chops. Simple country meal day. Last season we focused on some outdoor shows, and hopefully right now ain't the time to do it because it's 4 degrees. Maybe we can throw in some more of them and visit a few places. We got to do that some last year. Jonathan, our boss man here, and our producer here, kind of got us in the right direction, wanting to do some of those, and they turned out really good, and it was a whole lot of fun. So maybe we can find something unique to some more and go and film some places. We did some greenhouses last year, some outside cooking down on a farm, some deer meat, and actually I cooked with my buddy Charlie. You'll see that episode before too long. It's a newer episode that'll be coming up. And he actually brought a lot of really cool ingredients up from Florida. And don't know if you know my buddy Charlie or not. We talked quite a bit today on just garden stuff and food and things like that. So you'll see hopefully another episode with him this season. And we're going to show you these pork chops in a minute before we go on a little break. And I want to kind of look at the first one I did, see if it's browned yet. That is beautiful, and that's what we're looking for, if you can see that. And that's why I like to use these. I honestly could take this and a fryer, same way, and not even need an oven or stove to cook on. I mean, you could use this to cook about any meal, plus a little what I'm trying to spit out, the little deep fryer fry pan things, and cook about anything you want to on. So anyways, we want that color is what we want. And we'll get this one down like that, and then I'll turn this down. That way the fat starts to render and turn brown. Beautiful. And that's what the chicken looked like, and it was just so good and tender. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're going to let this cook down and let it cook, and we'll do some more talking about preserving and putting up and green beans or whatever y'all want to. Welcome back. We're ready to plate up. I know this is a super simple meal. But the reason why I did it, I just wanted some just good country food. Inspired, no lie, by the Cracker Barrel chicken. And I think I got the pork chops down to that. And look at how yummy those look now. And like I said, you work so hard during the summertime to can these beans and corn, and it's just cold, wet, yucky outside, and get some of this good country comfort food. Ain't spiced up, it ain't cooked up. It's just like close to what Grandma would have made, and it's just good to cook like this sometimes, and it brings back so many memories. So on our pork chops, I normally like to take them off. And these are thick cut. These are probably an inch. And let them rest. Don't never ever cut in your meat as soon as you take it off, because you're going to run it. Every bit of what juice is in it is going to run right out of it, and it's going to be dry, especially pork. It's worse for it, to my opinion. So we got these really, really pretty pork chops here. You can see, just look at the color, and they're just beautiful. Just pretty. And then our greasy grits, if you can see those now, I got them just a tad salty, but they're good. I like a little salt on them, but I do like this. You see the amount of beans. I love brown beans, and when I get a few jars that has a lot of beans in it, I'm just extremely excited. So if I get 3 or 4 jars a year like that, I kind of like keep them to myself. But I want to share a release today. We'll just put them in a little serving bowl like this on the side. And you can serve mashed potatoes and gravy, deviled. This is comfort food here. I didn't do them fried because I'm trying to do less fried stuff. I've gained so much weight, I need to start eating a little bit better. But so I am cutting out a little bit of fried stuff. Well, 5 years ago when I was running and exercising a lot, it was a lot easier to keep it off, but not so much now. So we'll get all of our green beans out. And of course, if I was making bread, cornbread would be my choice to make. Now let's get our corn out here. I've been seasoning it. I did put a little bit of cream in it, and this is just really fried cream corn in a pan. I was thinking about finishing off on there, but it just looks so good and smells so good over there. I didn't want to do nothing else with it. So, and it smells good now. This is a good corn. So we'll rake all that out. Good seasoned kettle, because their frying pan, if it wasn't, the starch of that corn and stuff would just be, it'd be stuck right to it. So it'd come out real easy, real good. So if this would be our meal, greasy green beans with extra beans in them, our cream style corn, and our pork chops. Just like I said, good country food. We're back filming, I think this is season 3 of Appalachia Fusion. Now it's gone so quick and fun. And you guys are great as always. Keep who you see me in public. I love talking to you. Always come up to me. If you have a question, I'll try and answer it. Most of y'all know more about cooking than I do anyways, and I'll be asking you questions. But if I can help you in any way, I'd love to. I love talking to you. I love be walking around IGA and someone come up to me that I don't know and say, hey, your cooking show, I'll watch it. So that makes me feel good, and I appreciate it. And thank MTTV for hosting, filming, designing, everything they do, these shows, and the work they put into it, and that we're able to do this. So God bless y'all. Enjoy this meal. If you cook it at home, just a little twist. And appreciate y'all watching, and tune back in to the next episode.